One of the requirements of this piece of coursework is that you will use validation routines to restrict certain data entry, and your quotation sheet will give you an opportunity to show these skills, because at some point you need to collect customers' names, then their address, postcode, etc. But we can restrict the types of data that go into each cell. So for example, we've got name listed there, and it will be recorded in cell C7, and I've put a validation rule in place that says you can only enter text, because presumably someone's name is not going to contain any numbers. And to do that, on your data tab, and we click on data validation, and I select data validation again, and a little box appears, and settings. Now this is where you can choose the type of validation you want. In this case I selected custom from the list, and I've used a formula that says is text or equals is text C7. That restricts C7 to being text only, and I've put a little input message that says only enter text, and an error message if someone tries to type anything else in there. So some simple validation rule that you can use on a number of cells when you're collecting text only. Another type of data validation that I've used in this case, allow whole numbers, and I've selected between 999 or 9,999. You might not want the score to be that many, but that's what you can set it to. So there's two types. There's one for text and there's one for numbers that we can use. And the final one for postcode. It's really difficult to tell when, or to put a validation rule in place to put postcodes in the correct sequence. But what we can do is put a validation rule in place that says text length, because text fields allow text and numbers, but I'm going to set it to a minimum requirement of 2. For example, a London postcode would be W5, to a maximum of 8 characters. That's 7 characters for most UK postcodes plus the space character. So if they try and enter a postcode that's 9 or 10 characters, it won't allow them to do that. So when you're setting up your quotation sheet to collect customer data, then you need to use validation routines, and there are some simple ones to use as part of your data entry.